Have you ever entered a place for the first time, yet felt certain you've been there before, or found yourself in a conversation that suddenly feels uncannily familiar? That fleeting, powerful sensation is déjà vu, French for already seen. It's a common, perplexing glitch in our perception, arriving without warning and leaving us questioning reality. Déjà vu isn't just a vague sense of familiarity, it's a jarring conviction that this exact moment has happened before, even as you know it's impossible. This internal conflict, between the feeling of familiarity and the knowledge it can't be true, makes déjà vu so fascinating. For centuries, people have wondered, is it a memory from a past life, a glimpse into a parallel universe, or just a trick of the mind? While mystical ideas captivate us, science seeks answers in the brain's complex wiring. The quest to understand déjà vu is a journey into the heart of human consciousness and memory. Scientifically, déjà vu is a fascinating and mysterious phenomenon that has puzzled both scientists and everyday people for generations. It's defined as a subjective and inappropriate feeling of familiarity with a new situation, almost as if you're reliving a moment you know you've never actually experienced before. This sensation is intensely personal, only you can feel it, and it doesn't match up with the facts of your life or your actual memories. What's happening is that your brain mistakenly flags a brand new experience as an old memory, creating a brief but powerful mental paradox that can leave you momentarily unsettled. Unlike real memories, déjà vu lacks any real context. You can't place when or where it supposedly happened, no matter how hard you try. It's like a memory without a source, a hollow echo in your mind, hauntingly familiar but impossible to trace. Researchers call this a memory misattribution. Your brain is processing new details, but for some reason, it wrongly labels them as familiar, as if you've seen them before. Imagine your brain's familiarity checker sending a false positive, insisting you've seen this before, even when you know you haven't. It's a glitch in the system, a tiny error in the way your mind sorts and stores information. Déjà vu is surprisingly common. Studies show that up to 2/3 of people experience it at least once in their lives, and many have it several times. It's most frequent in young adults, especially those in their teens and 20s, when the brain is still developing and highly active. As we age, déjà vu tends to fade, becoming less frequent and less intense, which suggests it's linked to the flexibility and health of a developing brain. This all points to déjà vu being a harmless quirk of a healthy, active mind, a sign that your brain is working hard, not a sign of dysfunction or disease. In essence, déjà vu is a brief, harmless hiccup in our otherwise reliable memory system, a fleeting reminder that even the most sophisticated minds can make mistakes. It's a moment that makes us pause and reflect, reminding us just how complex and occasionally fallible our minds can be. And in the end, déjà vu leaves us with more questions than answers, inviting us to keep exploring the mysteries of our own consciousness. To truly understand déjà vu, we need to look deep inside the brain, specifically at the temporal lobes, which sit just above your ears. These regions are like the brain's memory headquarters, quietly working behind the scenes every moment of your life. Within the temporal lobes are two key players, the hippocampus and the rhinal cortex. These areas are essential for forming memories and for recognizing when something feels familiar, even if you can't quite place it. The hippocampus acts like a librarian, carefully encoding new experiences and storing them away. Meanwhile, the rhinal cortex is constantly scanning for patterns, alerting you if a situation or face seems familiar, almost like a built-in radar for recognition. Scientists believe déjà vu arises when there's a brief miscommunication or a tiny processing delay between these two regions. It's as if the brain's memory system gets its wires crossed for just a split second. One leading theory suggests that a sudden, harmless burst of neural activity in the rhinal cortex can trick your brain into thinking you've experienced something before, even when you haven't. But the hippocampus, which knows the experience is actually new, disagrees. This creates a strange tug-of-war in your mind, leaving you with that uncanny feeling of déjà vu, caught between familiarity and novelty. Evidence from people with temporal lobe epilepsy gives us important clues about this phenomenon. They often report experiencing intense, vivid déjà vu just before a seizure begins, almost like a warning signal from the brain. By studying these cases, researchers have discovered that specific patterns of brain activity, especially in the temporal lobes, can create this powerful illusion of familiarity. It's a fascinating glimpse into how even a tiny electrical flicker in the brain can completely alter our perception of reality, making the ordinary feel strangely familiar. Déjà vu is, quite literally, a spark in the brain's intricate machinery, a fleeting moment when memory, recognition, and perception collide. Scientists have proposed several theories to explain déjà vu. The dual processing model suggests our brain sometimes processes information in two streams at slightly different speeds. If one stream is delayed by milliseconds, the brain mistakes the second as a memory, creating the illusion of repetition. It's like watching a movie with the audio out of sync. Suddenly, things feel off. Another theory, Gestalt familiarity, proposes déjà vu happens when a new situation shares elements with a forgotten past experience. Your brain recognizes the pattern but can't recall the source, triggering a strong sense of familiarity. For example, a cafe's layout might echo one from a childhood memory or a movie, even if you can't place it. The rhinal cortex detects the pattern, but the hippocampus can't find the matching memory. The result, a powerful feeling of knowing without knowing why. Déjà vu is the mind's way of connecting patterns, even when the data is missing. Déjà vu isn't just a scientific curiosity, it's woven into daily life. Imagine exploring a new town and suddenly feeling you've stood on that street before, even though you know you haven't. The trigger could be anything: the sunlight, a scent, or the arrangement of buildings. Or during a conversation you might feel you've already heard these words, seen these gestures, lived this moment. For a few seconds reality feels like a replay. Then the sensation vanishes, leaving you slightly disoriented. Déjà vu is often sparked by ordinary, sensory-rich environments. Classrooms, stores, even songs. To others you might just seem lost in thought, but inside your mind is experiencing a profound glitch. It's a common, mysterious experience that connects us all. Déjà vu reminds us how easily our perception and memory can slip, and it's a fleeting window into the strangeness of being human. Studying déjà vu is tricky. It's spontaneous and unpredictable. It can strike at any moment, often when we least expect it, and vanish just as quickly, leaving behind only a lingering sense of wonder or confusion. To unravel its secrets, researchers have developed clever ways to induce similar feelings in the lab, like using word lists to create false memories. These experiments help scientists simulate the strange familiarity of déjà vu in a controlled environment, allowing them to observe and measure the phenomenon more closely. When participants feel a word is familiar but know they haven't heard it, it mimics déjà vu's mental conflict. This odd sensation, recognizing something that shouldn't be familiar, gives researchers a window into the brain's inner workings. Brain scans during these moments reveal something surprising. The prefrontal cortex, not the memory centers, is most active. This finding challenges the old assumption that déjà vu is purely a memory glitch. The prefrontal cortex handles decision-making and conflict resolution, suggesting déjà vu is the brain's fact-checking system at work. It's as if your mind is double-checking reality, trying to resolve a mismatch between what feels familiar and what you know is new. For most people, déjà vu is completely normal and harmless. It's a fleeting experience that often sparks curiosity or laughter, and then life moves on. However, frequent or intense episodes, especially with other symptoms, can signal neurological issues like temporal lobe epilepsy. In rare cases, déjà vu may be a warning sign that something more serious is happening in the brain. If déjà vu becomes frequent, lasts minutes, or is accompanied by confusion or loss of awareness, it's wise to consult a doctor. Medical professionals can help determine if there's an underlying condition that needs attention, but for the vast majority, it's just a fascinating mental hiccup, a brief reminder of how mysterious and complex our minds truly are. Science continues to chase this phantom memory, learning more with each experiment. Every study brings new insights, revealing just how intricate our sense of familiarity can be. And each discovery brings us closer to understanding the brain's mysteries, reminding us that even the most fleeting experiences can unlock profound scientific questions. For most of us, déjà vu is nothing to worry about, a harmless glitch in the brain's software. It's most common in young, healthy brains, especially during periods of intense learning and development. As we age, the frequency usually declines. Interestingly, people who experience déjà vu often have excellent memories. Their brains are especially good at detecting errors. Only if déjà vu becomes frequent, prolonged, or is accompanied by other symptoms should you seek medical advice. Otherwise, it's a sign of a healthy, self-monitoring mind. Déjà vu is your brain's quality control in action. It's a brief, strange journey from which we always return safely. Déjà vu reveals the complexity of our memory systems. It's not just about remembering, it's about the feeling of remembering. Our brains have separate systems for recognizing familiarity and recalling details. Déjà vu happens when the familiarity detector fires, but the recollection system can't find a matching memory. This split is seen in some memory disorders, but déjà vu is a harmless temporary version in healthy people. It shows that memory isn't a perfect recording. It's a creative, reconstructive process. Every recall is a rebuild, sometimes with errors. Déjà vu is a moment when the system creates a feeling that doesn't match reality. It's a reminder that our perception is an interpretation, not a direct copy of the world. Sometimes the brain storyteller makes a fascinating mistake, and that mistake opens a window into the mysteries of memory. Despite scientific advances, déjà vu remains a mystery. We know it's a brief glitch between familiarity and recollection, usually harmless and normal. But the exact trigger is elusive, hidden in the brain's vast networks. The fleeting, subjective nature of déjà vu makes it hard to study. By the time you notice it, it's already gone. Mystical explanations persist because science hasn't fully solved the puzzle. Déjà vu reminds us of the brain's complexity and our own limits. Next time you feel that strange echo, appreciate the mystery. You're glimpsing one of the most beautiful enigmas of the human mind.